I was excited. My best friend, Daniel, was finally getting married, and I had been looking forward to this day for months. The wedding was in a countryside venue, a few hours' drive from my city. The roads were dark, winding, and eerily empty. My GPS led me down an unfamiliar path, but I trusted it. As I drove deeper into the woods, a strange fog covered the road. The air felt heavier, my headlights barely cut through the thick mist. Then, suddenly, a grand, old-fashioned mansion appeared at the end of the road. The lights inside glowed warmly, and I could hear faint music playing. This must be it, I thought. The location looked different from what I expected, but maybe Daniel had changed the venue last minute. I parked my car and stepped out. The moment I crossed the entrance, a strange feeling washed over me. The people inside were dressed in elegant yet outdated clothing, like something from another century. They smiled warmly and greeted me by name. "Welcome. We've been expecting you," an old man said, clapping me on the back. His grip was ice cold, something felt off. But the celebration was so inviting. I stepped further inside, and the atmosphere felt surreal. The ballroom was grand, decorated with golden chandeliers and candlelit tables. The guests were laughing, dancing, and drinking, yet something about them felt strange. Their faces were too pale, their movements too smooth, almost unnatural. A waiter handed me a glass of champagne. "Enjoy the night," he said with a smile that lingered too long. I hesitated but took a sip. The drink was oddly thick, almost metallic in taste. As I looked around, I tried to spot Daniel or his bride, but I couldn't find them. Instead, a woman in a dark red gown approached me. "You must be close to the groom," she said, her voice melodic yet hollow. "Yes," I replied. "Where is he?" She simply chuckled. "Oh, don't worry, the groom always arrives eventually." Her words sent a shiver down my spine. Then, my phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out and saw Daniel's name. "Daniel? Hey, man, where are you? The wedding is about to start." I froze. I was at the wedding, wasn't I? My heart began to race. I quickly typed back, my fingers trembling. "Me, I'm here at the venue. Where are you?" The message read as sent, but it didn't seem to go through. I tried again, but my phone refused to connect. I looked around the room once more, noticing that all the guests had stopped what they were doing. They were staring at me now, their eyes wide and unblinking. The silence in the room was deafening. I could feel their cold stares piercing through me. A low murmur began to grow louder as they slowly began to move closer. And then, I heard it, Daniel's voice, clear as day, coming from my phone. "Where are you? Man, this isn't funny. We're waiting for you at the real wedding." The word struck me like a bolt of lightning. The hairs on my neck stood up, and my blood ran cold. I turned around, my eyes scanning the room in panic, and that's when I saw it. Everyone was looking directly at me. Their faces, frozen in eerie, unsettling grins, all turned in sync. I backed away, my legs weak. They started moving toward me, and the music picked up, growing louder and more intense, but it was like the sound was coming from all around me, not from any speakers. Suddenly, everything went still. The people, their smiling faces, their stiff movements all disappeared in the blink of an eye. The room, the mansion, everything vanished. It was just me, standing alone in a void of darkness. I ran, my heart pounding in my chest. There was no direction, no walls, just endless darkness pressing down on me. I couldn't hear anything anymore, not even my own footsteps. It felt like time had stopped, but my mind was racing. What just happened? What was that place? I pulled my phone from my pocket again, hoping to get some signal. The screen flickered, then finally, it came to life. "Daniel, are you okay? I've been calling you." I frantically dialed his number, almost too desperate to think clearly. The phone rang for what felt like forever. When he finally picked up, his voice came through, calm and clear. "Where are you? Why aren't you at the wedding?" I felt a wave of relief wash over me, but it was quickly replaced by pure terror. The moment I spoke, I noticed something in the background. The same people I had seen earlier, those unsettling, pale guests, were now in Daniel's background. They were standing in the distance, staring straight at me through the phone, their faces still grinning. "What the hell is going on?" I whispered, horrified. "Get out of there, now." Daniel's voice trembled on the line. "It's not real. It's not your wedding." I hung up in a panic, but the moment I did, the darkness around me began to close in. I could feel something reaching for me, something cold, like fingers brushing my skin. I ran blindly through the void, knowing I needed to escape, knowing the nightmare wasn't over yet. And then, just as suddenly as it all started, the darkness gave way to blinding light. I stumbled out into the night, back on the road I'd come from. The fog was gone, and the mansion was nowhere to be seen. I was back. I made it to the real venue, Daniel's wedding. I rushed in, out of breath, my mind still reeling from the nightmare I had just lived. I tried to tell everyone what had happened, but they just stared at me as if I had lost my mind. "Man, you're late," Daniel said, laughing. "We were worried about you." I couldn't even explain myself. How could I? How could I make anyone believe what I had seen? Days passed, and I thought I'd finally shaken the memory, until one evening, a notification popped up on my phone. A video message from Daniel. I opened it, and my blood turned cold. The video showed the moment I had entered that mansion, the guests, the eerie smiles, everything. The strange woman in red had spoken to me, and they had all stared at me in unison. But it wasn't just a video from that night. It was footage from the wedding, showing the exact moment the guests had disappeared. And then, the camera zoomed in on me, frozen in that place of darkness, my terrified face staring at the void. The video ended with one last shot, a shadowed figure, standing in the distance, its eyes glowing red. Daniel's text appeared below the video. "This isn't over, it followed you back." I didn't sleep that night. I haven't slept since.